Hey everybody, I'm back for another week. And this week I'm gonna crack my drink and take a little toast to Charlie Watts, the Rolling Stones. We lost another great one. I fell in love with Rolling Stones probably 1980, 1981, when my Uncle Jack got me the cassette Tattoo You, and I listened to it until it could no longer be played. Neighbors, Slave, just Waiting on a Frame, just incredible music. 80 years old, and the Rolling Stones, arguably the greatest rock and roll band ever. You know, I'm more particular to Zeppelin, but man, you can't argue. Been listening to Rolling Stones radio for the last day, 2 days, 3 days, hearing a lot of great covers, which I'm playing behind me today. Just want to cheers, Charlie Watts, man. You brought a lot of people happiness. Now, let's see what we got here going on in America. We have a crisis at the border. We have COVID numbers going up, and now children getting it. We have inflation skyrocketing. We have gas prices going up. And there's a little thing in Afghanistan where our government said, we only left a few hundred behind. That's a few hundred too many. You never leave a man behind, Whispering Joe. So, this is all that's going on in the country. You know what Whispering Joe said? Now's probably a good time to go on vacation. Are you kidding me, Joe? You're the leader-in-chief. You're the whisper-in-chief. You shouldn't be on vacation now. You should be leading. This is poor leadership, Joe. So whoever is propping you up for weekend at Biden's better be handling you so we can get some leadership here and get our people out, brother. I don't really understand what is going on. You know, but I do know that Joe said this. Joe said this. My mind is going blank, and I really don't know what's going on here. Maybe our absent-minded leader-in-chief? Just saying, how come we haven't heard any interviews from the mass media of Americans that were in Afghanistan? Seems to be a little bit of a cover-up. Just saying again. The media is all over everything. We don't have anybody who was in Afghanistan, any American civilians that has things to say. We have some Gold Star parents who aren't happy with Sleepy Joe. Just wants to talk about his kid, not about anybody else's. Not about you, Joe, not about you. But you better get yourself back in gear. Whoever's making your decisions better start making them, because the country's spiraling out of control, and I refuse to go with it. Now, masks are back. Back. I'm in a restaurant the other day. A woman comes in. She has no mask on. There's no mask mandate. She steps in. Now remember, there's no mask mandate. She puts a mask on. She walks 10 feet, sits down, takes a mask, eats, starts drinking and eating. What's this all about? And I see more people wearing double masks. The double mask is back. The mask in the car is back. The mask jogging is back. The Delta variant is running wild, and there's nothing you can do about it. Kind of reminds me of Hulkamania back in the day. Once again, running wild. Then we have a local school board who decided they were going to defy the government's mask mandate of having kids wear masks in school. They actually said, we are dumbfounded and can't believe the Department of Health is making this a mandate. What makes them qualified? Not sure. Maybe they're the Department of Health? What makes the superintendent qualified? Superintendent's not qualified to make my health decisions. She wasn't operating on my knees, or my shoulder, or my wrist, or whatever else is going on. The Department of Health are probably the people who's qualified. Do I agree? Not so sure, but that's the deal, man. Get over it. Speaking of teachers, let's stop having teachers being political activists and bringing their beliefs into school. It is not your job to teach your beliefs. It is your job to help young people have the ability to think critically and make up their own minds. You do not have to agree with them, just like you don't have to agree with me. But the purpose is to have them to be able to think and construct their own ideas and opinions. We have this wackadoo teacher who took down the American flag during COVID because it made her uncomfortable. How did the American flag make her uncomfortable during COVID is question number one. That shows me that you're not in the right frame of mind to begin with. But then she put up the gay pride flag. So she had her students standing up pledging allegiance to the gay pride flag. She thought it was hysterical. I think she got fired for it, but curb your political beliefs back. I have nothing against anybody else. Gay, black, white, green, purple. If you're a good person, you're a good person. Who's pledging allegiance to the gays? Who are these people pledging allegiance to the gays? You're a fool. Oh, and by the way, these kids are elementary students. So what are you doing? Again, let's talk about schools. Another teacher refused to address his elementary students, K through 5, ages 5 through 10, by their pronouns of choice, his transgender students. Well, there are no transgender students ages 5 or 10. That's the parents' beliefs, and maybe they're a little confused, but the brain is not fully developed. Now, it's interesting because some of these pronouns are they and them. We talked about this before, ridiculous. But the new transgender pronoun, and you can look it up, is bug. You heard me right, B-U-G. 3 letters. Bug. How is that a pronoun? A bug is a noun. It's a thing. Person, place, or thing. It's not taking the place of anything else. It is completely ridiculous. How about the new pronoun for these people are just stupid? That's it. We can make that the new pronoun because that's what you're showing yourself to be. It is amazing that our culture and society continues to devolve into a bug. Yep. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here in New York, we had the Mets GM, once again, another problem with the Mets. He was suspended for drinking and driving, which is not right. At least he wasn't sending out penis pics. Wait, that was the other guy. What's going on with the Mets? Some things never change. Now, talk about stupid. Talk about stupid. 19-year-old in Chicago, carjacks, takes a car, steals a car at gunpoint, and he's caught. Why is he caught? Because he decided he was going to stop for Thai food and spill the hot Thai food on him, wind up crashing. Should have rethought his food option. Maybe went Carvel, some ice cream, Baskin Robbins, the hot food. Can you imagine his stupidity? That they should throw the book at this kid for so many different reasons. And stupid being at the top of the list. Stupid being at the top of the list. Now, Hollywood. Hollywood again strikes. This time, we'll start with Battle of the Sexes. The dance show, Dancing with the Stars, whatever you call it now. But they are having same-sex couples. Same-sex couples. Why? Don't know. Political pressure? Political correctness? You gotta conform? The idea of dancing is the way that a man and a woman bring their own strengths and weaknesses to the performance to accentuate each other, to show that they can work in unison, because a man and a woman have different abilities. But no, let's just throw everything out the window because we want to look woke. The old saying, go woke, go broke. Now we have Hollywood itself. Does anybody in Hollywood have an original idea? The latest remake is going to be The Wonder Years. The Wonder Years, but it's going to be a black family. A black family, The Wonder Years. Can't we just make a new show? I mean, listen, seriously. Doctor Who, they changed it to a female. Didn't work. Ghostbusters, all females. Didn't work. Karate Kid, white to black. Didn't work. These things don't work. They don't work not because of race, because you can't mess with the past like that. Think of something new. What's next, Jaws? The Great Black Shark? No, I don't know. But I got a great idea for the show. One of my favorite shows of all time was The Bernie Mac Show. And it didn't dawn on me that I'm watching a family of black people. I was watching a family of good actors with good writing, and Bernie Mac was one of the funniest people ever. Can we change that to the Angry Mac Show? Or maybe star Angry Mac in the Jeffersons? I think Angry Mac would be good with something like Angry Mac and Son instead of Sanford and Son. It's funny how we don't see any of the classic great black casted written shows turned into white shows. Can't have any of that. Once again, not an original thought in Hollywood, but to try to appease the culture. Now, here at home, things are great. Back to work, wife's back to work, squirrels are back. You know, it was a little light. There's a lot of squirrels, a lot of anxiety. The wife, a lot of anxiety. Nobody wants to go back to work or school. It is what it is. Now, here that she's back to school, She's asking me a lot, do you mind if I go out? Anybody who's married, the answer to that question is, go. I don't mind at all. Have a great time. Everybody go. It's amazing. So there's my life advice right now. If your wife says, do you mind if I go out? Say yes. You'll be doing yourself a favor. Conversely, if you are getting in an argument with your wife and she is already irritated at something you think is ridiculous, and she asks you, how many more times do I have to tell you? The answer shouldn't be one more. Didn't really work out for me that night. The next morning, I say there was a little bitterness and anger in the house that wasn't coming for me for a few days. Just one more, not the right answer. Silence was probably the better answer. Or, okay, honey, couldn't control myself. Now, at work, going back to work, I was just talking about, we had to do these videos of hazards, and there's a hazard that could be simple asphyxiation. There's nothing simple about asphyxiation. Wait, is it a simple death? Is that the way to go? Simple death. Simple asphyxiation. Could you think of a better name? And you people with the fake vaccine cards, get over yourself. You aren't going into a bar to drink at 21 years old. Get the vaccine or don't get the vaccine. If you don't want to get the vaccine, not a problem, but be a human being about it and not lie about it to put others in jeopardy. Just follow the rules, man. It should be a serious fine. It should be a felony. You can't get fake vaccine cards, you moron. Now, the other one in the news is the people who make Oxy are not responsible for deaths, and it should be. People who make cars shouldn't be held liable if there's a car accident. It's just not right. But they are holding drug dealers who are criminals selling illegal drugs to drug addicts and people who want to get high. They are responsible for the overdoses. Not really sure I agree with that either. How about the person who bought it knowing it was illegal? And let me see, the FDA is not approving any of the drug dealers. They don't got a license, so you know you're doing something illegal. Once again, consequences. But let's spread it out. I got it. That's it. It's not my fault. It's your fault. That's the new society. Now here we go. Dear Angry Mac, my family does not want me to get married, and by my family I mean my mother and father do not want me to get married to my fiancée because she's heavy. I don't know what to do. I got an idea. Get married. Who cares if she's heavy? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Doesn't make a difference. You know what your family is? Who cares about heavy? They're small-minded little people. How about this? Don't invite them to the wedding and we'll see what kind of problem that is. Sorry, Ma, Dad, there's going to be a lot of food there. We can't have you going. Simple as that. Tell them to get over themselves, come or don't come. Just marry her, you love her, that's it. End of story. Now, the other one's very interesting. Wife writes in, Dear Angry Mac, my husband's best friend is overly touchy and hugs everybody, and I'm feeling like he is a sexual predator. I feel very uncomfortable when he's around. So now when I post his pictures on social media, I put Me Too underneath. Should I call the police and let them know because my husband said leave him alone? He's just affectionate with everybody. Are you out of your mind, sister? Are you out of your mind? Really? Leave the guy alone. How about this? Hey, dude, listen, I appreciate it. I'm not into hugs anymore. Simple as that. He could be the nicest guy in the world. I like to hug everybody. My friends like to hug everybody. Everything, just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It means that you have a problem with it. Tell him it makes you uncomfortable and move on. Don't be stupid. And putting Me Too under all his pictures, I think he should call the cops for an attorney for slander for you dummy. I'm spitting all over the place because that is not right. Men have no recourse when they're called these things because there is no defense. Stop it. And lastly, but least, find somebody you love. Give him a hug. I'm going to go visit my aunt who is very old. She was just coming out of the hospital. I haven't seen her in a while. I want to go tell her I love her. My cousin's in from California taking care of her. I hope everything's okay. Find somebody you love. Tell them you love them. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Listen, all I want from people in my life, and just life in general, be better human beings. Love everybody. Give respect to everybody. And don't be stupid. Really, it's not that difficult. Here you go, guys. Cheers. See you next week.